An Air Force jet.
Ding-a-ling. I push a button.
Why? How? Hello and welcome back to the channel, or first time viewers here, then welcome to the channel as well. Today's film is something that's been highly requested since I did the Fantastic Voyage watch. A fair few people have said to me, hey, can you watch the Andromeda Strain? And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll write you down on there. But apologies, I feel like I've missed a few people. So the ones that I know of are Niall, Martin, and Open for 45. I feel like there's a couple of other people that I haven't mentioned, so apologies. If you did mention it to me, then thank you so much. It looks really interesting. The reason I'm wearing what I'm wearing today is because it's the nearest thing, even the glasses, which are blue light glasses, which I wear if I've got headaches and that kind of thing whilst I'm using screens. But yeah, I thought it was very apt for the look of the film today. I don't know anything about it. I've seen pictures, hence the outfit. That's it. Anyway, without further ado, let's get on and watch this. If you want to watch the full reaction to this, you can do over at Patreon. It's patreon.com/movies with Marty. And you can check out my Letterboxd account as well for films that I have seen, haven't seen yet, and all of the lists far and in between. If you want to go and follow me over there, or just have a little look. And I've also created now a list of all of your requests. Anyway guys, join me with a nice cup of tea or coffee. I've got a lovely little coffee here, and yeah, we're going to get into watching the Andromeda Strain. This film concerns the 4-day history of a major American scientific crisis. We received the generous help of many people attached to Project Scoop. Also Project Soup at first. Vandenberg Air Force Base and the Wildlife Laboratory in Flat Rock, Nevada. The documents presented here are soon to be made public. They do not in any way jeopardize the national security. So did this really happen then? I'm really excited to see this because so many people have requested it. So it must be really good. I trust you guys. I'm also loving the 60s graphics vibe again. Props to the video editors that made this as well. Because everybody else gets mentioned a lot of the time, but editors are one of those things that don't often. First day. Ooh. Bit of a... Is that meant to be like an infrared? Love it. Vandenberg Project Scoop Satellite Recovery Chart.
Piedmont, New Mexico. Population 68.
It's crazy, I didn't know buzzards fly at night.
Oh, it's meant to be nighttime.
Boy, that's some dead bird.
Buzzards only come when something's dead.
Vandenberg Air Force Base, California. February 5th, 1971.
We're about to enter the town of Piedmont and recover the satellite.
Very good, Caper One. Leave your radio open.
Roger. It's a damnedest thing. There's no sign of life.
Sir! You see that, Lieutenant?
See what, Frank?
Over there by the fence. It looks like a body.
I quite like this with it just being the audio at the moment.
Vandal Decker to Caper One. What's happened?
We see bodies. Lots of them.
Are you certain, Caper One?
Damn it, Conroe. Of course we're certain.
Your orders are... proceed to satellite and retrieve.
Because it's like they're almost so cut off from the drama.
Sort of like they just dropped in their tracks, sir.
Is that what the Andromeda Strain is? It's a strain of virus? Or?
Hello, Major. This may sound crazy, but there's something strange going on with Caper One.
I love that shot. I love the shot of the half focus on one side, half focus on the other.
Hello, Ops. This is Major Manchek, Scoop Control A12. We need a flyby over Piedmont, New
Dual
Mexico.
focus?
Infrared, a FLIR scan, all sectors, film to come direct to Scoop.
Nice. Plane just falls from the sky.
Jeez.
Oh, okay, everybody is just... Yeah.
I'm declaring a state of emergency. All personnel restricted to base. Everything seen and heard in that room is top secret.
Yes, sir.
Emergency open. Okay. Notified Division 21. Z calling Division 21.
This is a recording. State your name and your message and hang up.
I recommend calling a wildfire alert. We have evidence here on film of a natural death caused by Scoop 7 returning to Earth.
Oh, is It's to do with space travel. The following American citizens placed on Z top secret clearance. Reconfirmed for Stone.
We'd like to see Dr. Jeremy Stone.
Well, I'm Mrs. Stone, and we are having a party. May I... Does that man have a gun?
Ma'am, we must see Dr. Stone.
He must come with us.
Just a minute.
I'll just wait here, ma'am.
Although I will try and pay as much attention as possible, but at times I might miss something, so apologies.
If you knew about this, you might have told...
I'll explain later.
He didn't know.
There's a fire, sir.
There's a fire.
When will you be back?
I'm not sure.
The guns, is it?
Mrs. Stone, it's our job to protect your husband. From now on, nothing must be allowed to happen to him.
Jeremy?
It's just quick kiss and that's it, bye. Gotta go now. Gotta do my work. Bye-bye. This file is classified top secret.
Dad, something very peculiar has just happened, even for Jeremy, a few minutes ago. Dad, are you there? What's going on?
This communication is being monitored. The connection has been broken for reasons of national security.
Oh, that's awful. She's just being cut off from everybody. She's like, they knew my name.
General Sparks here. I just wanted to inform you that all members of your team have been cleared and are now being called in.
The team that's being assembled is the list that we saw earlier being typed up by the typewriter.
It's different this time. Don't pack, Claire. I won't need anything.
A hippie. He's going to a love-in.
Why wouldn't he need anything?
Can't you at least tell me who phoned at this ungodly hour?
Grandpa, there was a car and they got guns.
Do they now?
Get someone else.
Dr. Levitt, I told you there's a fire.
My experiment's at the critical stage. I've been working around the clock. I can't just leave now.
It's like, I must insist. You come with me now.
All Dr. Levitt needs is rest.
Oh, knock it off, Bess.
Now, if the physician certifies that you are unable to continue...
No.
Oh, hold it, Mark. Sorry to disturb you.
Thank the Lord.
A call from a Dr. Robertson at the White House. Your orders are to break scrub.
Orders?
Now, it's all arranged. You're expected in the surgeon's room in 30 seconds.
Do you know what I love about the older films is they've just got this air of mystery around them. Second day. Vandenberg Air Force Base, 8 a.m. I don't know why I keep reading these things off, sorry.
Presumably could be some form of space germ.
I was just about to say...
Presumably this stuff is non-porous.
They've got to go there to investigate why people have died, I assume.
He made us all think his wildfire lab could handle any contamination from outer space.
I disagree with the senator from Vermont. Is the implication that Dr. Stone deliberately misled us?
I'm reasonably certain that before the night the wildfire team was mobilized, Dr. Stone didn't know Scoop existed.
The present lunar receiving laboratory might prove inadequate.
Just while I'm trying to read the document, put a text right across it.
The purpose of this facility would be to limit the dissemination of such an unknown organism from outer space and to provide laboratories for its analysis. I recommend that this facility be located in an uninhabited region and that it be equipped with a nuclear device for self-destruction.
Right, okay.
If things get out of control, and they might, even you can't work miracles.
So, if I've got this wrong, I'm sorry, but the town is an experiment. It's been set up for part of an experiment, maybe? And something to do with an alien virus. I feel like I struggled to come to terms with this. I shouldn't do.
Birds will eat the infected flesh and then fly off and spread the disease.
If it is a disease.
Oh god, there's children as well.
That gas will only kill the bird. When we climb down, lift off to 1,000 feet and hover at a safe distance, and come back when we signal.
He's a bit close. You think he just looks it from that camera angle, but it's a good shot. I'm liking the cinematography in this one so far. I'm a sucker for good cinematography. I mean, one of my favourite films is Blade Runner 2049, so... They didn't give you the go-ahead to leave yet. Oh, God. Well, I can't imagine that town being a test, because there's people there. What's that?
These people were cut down in mid-stride.
Oh, I like this. I don't know if it is a virus then. I like that you're now seeing what they're seeing inside the houses. It's a great way to do it. Oh, like showing the pictures alongside the footage of them walking along. Okay. Of course, the lady is what they focus on.
Up there. Look. An Air Force jet.
Oh, God.
The day of judgment is at hand. Have mercy on my soul, and to hell with all the others. Amen.
Senile.
This took time. Regardless of what made her do it, it took time. There's a chance someone's still alive.
So she was struggling with whatever was happening and then wrote the note.
Most of them died instantly, but a few had time to go quietly nuts.
Let's find that damn satellite.
I'm mesmerized by the story.
This
Like,
injury.
how?
There isn't any bleeding. A cut like this, torn veins, broken capillaries, it should bleed like hell.
The blood can't be drained from their bodies, otherwise they'd look...
Even where it's chewed.
Whoa. They'd look all gaunt, though, if there was no blood. Surely. They'd be like, it's just a mystery wrapped in an enigma. Did the aliens do this from space?
There it is.
Was it alien spaceship?
Well, the damn fool opened it.
Oh, it's a...
Yeah, every country doctor should run his office like the lunar lab.
It's whatever they... Oh, that's the thing. That's the thing that they... the space thing that came down that they said about. Scoop.
Have a look at his buttocks.
That's not funny.
Not meant to be.
I was gonna say, what?
Normally, blood in a dead person goes to the lowest points. There should be marks of lividity, right? Do you see any purplish marks on his butt?
No.
Okay, so they're saying that there just is no blood.
Careful you don't puncture your suit.
All the blood that just stays in one place. Oh, lovely.
Clotted blood. Powdered.
Ah.
I'll be damned.
No wonder they
So it's
didn't
just-
bleed. It's clotted throughout the entire system. 5 quarts of blood turned to powder.
In theory, I suppose a single organism could do it.
But in fact, there isn't an organism on Earth.
You mean there didn't used to be?
There's a baby. How? Only affects adult? Children have gone too. How?
I don't...
We heard it all right. Go away! Go back!
Thing is, now he's going to think that they've just said go. That's it, probably. How is the baby still okay, though? Because it's so young? Maybe? Oh, bless it.
Don't feed it.
He hasn't eaten in at least 12 hours.
We don't do anything until we get that kid out of here and into a controlled situation. Maybe
Yeah.
feeding is part of the disease process. Maybe those who hadn't eaten yet lasted longest. Whatever it is, with our oxygen running out, we can't take a chance. Oh, wait a minute. This is a major break. The survivor. Too bad he can't tell us what happened.
Maybe he can.
Yeah, because his body might be able to give them some type of idea. Oh! So...
You did it!
Give me that knife.
You're not human! Everybody's dead!
But you're alive.
What is it?
What? Why? How?
Contaminated beyond all...
Careful, sir. This is an open transmission. Only the president...
Precisely. Get on it. The town must be neutralized immediately.
Right, okay. White House Situation Room, 2:40 p.m. EST.
The president's main concern is the international consequences.
It's against the Moscow Treaty of 1963 to fire thermonuclear weapons above ground.
Does it have to be a nuclear weapon, though? Could they not just bomb the area? I really love their use of the multi-focus. There is a name for it, I know, but the multi-focus shots, like this one, the last one.
The president's decided to postpone Directive 712 for 24 to 48 hours.
He'll call out the National Guard to cordon off the area around Piedmont.
But anything that goes in, birds, like they said, could spread the disease.
It's a colossal mistake. Tell the president I said so.
This sounds like another virus we know.
There's no inhabited area near Wildfire for a radius of 112 miles.
Okay. Flat Rock County, Nevada, 11:55 a.m. Somebody add these these voiceovers to the actual film.
No one's been down this goat path for years.
That's how it's supposed to look. They spent $50,000 on it.
Putting in the potholes?
No one can find this place.
Relax and enjoy your cigarette. It's your last.
That's not the end of our life, is it? Is this...
It's a great place to grow pot.
Looks a bit like Area 51, U.S. Department of Agriculture. Ah, it's the Agriculture Research Center. Is it really?
Something wrong?
I never liked red lights. Reminds me of my years in a bordello.
You got the time? My watch stopped at 11:46. Darn shame. Must be the heat.
Soil analysis and soil tests.
It's no fake, believe me. Step in.
Did you say it's all fake? I know that it isn't really a place, apparently. Oh, wow. Okay, it is fake. That's pretty cool. This is giving me very fantastic voyage. Someone doesn't know that they're going down. Oh, cool. I like that.
I can see why the kids are dropping out. We should have.
It's an emergency, Dutton. We got tagged, period.
That was brilliant. The graphic with them either side doing their little conversation. Awesome. Was that...
What you said before.
What happened? Was it a teleport or...?
It's a finger and palm print analyzer that...
It's a composite of 10,000 dramatic graphic lines.
How'd you know that?
I have a long criminal record.
It gives you final clearance to enter Wildfire.
Denied. She said she doesn't allow red. The styling of the place I love. Oh, that room is just beautiful. Look at that. Colour, the lights, everything.
No personal messages?
No, ma'am.
Nothing from Dr. Robertson, are you sure, Sergeant?
Dr. Stone, sir, I have one thing to do. Just one. Everything else is fully automatic. I listened for Little Bell in here. Ding-a-ling!
An MCM communication. I'm expecting one.
Yes, sir. Top priority. Ding-a-ling. I push a button, and all 5 level control centers are notified the same time you are.
It's like, but nothing's come through.
When dressed, the team will proceed directly to conference room 7.
If that colour is red, just because of being colourblind, then they love the colour red. It could be a brown for me, in case you're wondering. It probably is brown and you're going, I know.
What's it for?
You're the odd man.
Opening bottles of beer.
This other key and Wildfire itself depend on your key.
Oh, is that like a... They need both keys? Yeah, and then the other key does the other
Wildfire is equipped with a nuclear device for self-destruct.
Yeah.
In an emergency, it's activated automatically. I've just inserted the key in the main station that arms the mechanism. The device is ready for detonation.
Your one detonates it.
Never, we hope. It only goes off if there's danger of infection breaking out from here.
That silver key can't be removed. You're the only one who can disarm the mechanism by inserting your red key in one of the substations located throughout the facility.
Right.
Now, there's a 5-minute delay between the time detonation locks in and the bomb explodes.
It's all on him. I wouldn't want that.
You always know where you are in relation to the nearest substation.
I love their graphical design stuff.
Each level has 3 substations. In the event the nuclear device is triggered, you can still cancel self-destruct by inserting your red key in a substation. At the bottom of the central core is the apparatus for self-destruct. It'll take us 16 hours to descend through the programmed decontamination procedures on the first 4...
16 hours?
Are you sure the old man and the baby are still alive?
Oh, they've taken the old man as well. Okay. You got the camera on him as well. Oh, that baby's going to be in there so long without food.
I'm hoping the intravenous dextrose and saline will hold them until we get to them.
Okay. They've had things then to keep them at bay, I assume. Still, it's a long time. If that baby's got to be in there for 16 hours descending. So because he inserted that key, I'm just trying to understand all this. And I know you can't reply to me, but with him inserting the key, does that mean he has already activated it?
Blindness may result.
Okay.
I mean, Stone, you can take your body analyzer and you can...
You can shove it where the sun doesn't shine.
Please place your body so that all points are obliterated.
Obliterated? Lovely sense of words.
State your name for the records. Surname first.
Mark Hall. Hallmark.
Hallmark.
Thank you for your cooperation.
Yes, dear.
Have you any allergies?
Yes, to ragweed pollen. Okay, I'll repeat for your memory cells.
Please repeat your response for our memory cells.
Ragweed pollen!
It's like those automated phone... You know when you ring someone and they say, please say a number now. And you go, blah, blah, blah. And they go, I'm sorry, we didn't catch that.
There's no need to be nervous, Dr. Levitt.
She's like, I'm not nervous. I'm frightened. You are now entering the Twilight Zone.
This recording is now ended.
It's recording. How did it know if things were wrong? I suppose it had only been programmed with certain responses, so it couldn't pick out certain things that they said if they didn't say what they wanted it to say. Ooh, shiny.
Make sure the helmet is firmly seated.
So that's who Daft Punk is. Look at his body. What on
You
earth?
will notice a fine white ash on your body.
Yeah.
This is the outer epithelial layers of your skin that have been burned away.
Hooey.
At the end of the corridor is a cafeteria. We'll meet there at 0400 hours.
4 a.m. Oof.
And pressure 3.
Oh, is that the...
Scope 7 capsule secure.
That's what they took from the from there. Yeah. Is that dish thing the scoop thing they mentioned earlier? I think it is. Oh, that is disturbing though, with the blood.
What do I have to do? Hit them over the head?
Yes. Take us to your leader. Third day. This is a lot different to what I was thinking it would be originally.
Hello?
Time to wake up, sir.
Who are you?
He's like, I like you, whoever you are.
Do you wish something, sir?
Shut up.
Your name.
Oh.
Will that be all, sir?
He does like it.
For the moment.
She's got a nice voice though. The time is now. It looked like it's about 2:30, 1:30.
We wish you would adopt a more serious attitude, Dr. Hall.
Sorry, her voice is quite luscious.
Well, the voice belongs to Miss Gladys Stevens, who is 63 years old. She lives in Omaha and makes her living taping messages for voice reminder systems.
Ah.
Much obliged.
I was going to say earlier, they did say it was recorded, but that voice was not 63. Maybe the time didn't say 2:30 on it, because they did say they were going to meet at 4.
Tastes like orange juice.
Nutrient 42.5.
Doesn't look like it.
I planned our work in 3 stages. 1, detection. First step is to confirm that an organism is present. 2, characterization. How is it structured? How does it work? 3, control. How to contain and exterminate.
Jeremy, on this matter of extermination, we should go slowly. Without ever realizing it, we might destroy a highly intelligent form of life.
Yes. You might destroy the Daleks.
Your patients are here in the hot room of miscellaneous.
Okay.
If the patients are sealed off, how do I get to them?
Ever used a glove box? Whole rooms that operate like glove boxes.
You say he's never used a glove box, as in the thing in a car? Or does he mean, you know, those things you put your arms into and it's a working thing with the gloves? Oh, got animals. Oh, so they're putting these things in to see if it will affect them. Oh. Just being near it, just...
Whatever killed them at Piedmont is still there and still as potent as ever.
Also, how did they do the animals falling to sleep thing? They're not falling to sleep, I know, but I'm assuming in filming they were falling to sleep. They give it like a sleeping pill or something? Oh my god. Oh no, that's horrible. That's not falling asleep. Well, that was disturbing. I didn't think I'd see that happen. Oh. Please tell me they have given that baby some food.
What's been done for them?
Plasma for the old man, dextrose for the baby.
Your therapy?
No.
Okay.
All our key lab studies are done on automated machines.
I prefer the personal touch. Have you worked in them?
Not for real. But I've been drilling for 3 months.
Thank God for an expert.
Until now, wildfire's been like a game. I never believed this could really happen.
Well, it has happened.
Sounds like the last couple of years for all of us. We did the same thing. If you told us a couple of years ago that what happened would have happened and we'd all be in like lockdowns and stuff, we'd have gone, it's never going to happen.
Touch the pin to the screen.
Oh, it's touchscreen. Huh. Although I know they had something similar about them for games and that. The pen thing with the machine is, remember the old computer games with, they'd have the gun that would follow the thing on the screen? I can't remember what games console it was for, but it's very similar to that sort of thing.
Or nothing to nothing.
Go to 100 power.
What are they looking for? Just abnormalities?
No, Ruth, use only 1 microscanner. We have a job to do purely as scientists.
Maybe not so pure.
Nothing can happen, sir. I'm faster than the hands.
I want you out of the hot room.
Yeah, don't jeopardize yourself even more.
To IZ Alice.
I love that way of getting in there. It's a suit connected to the tunnel.
Joules, which rate 2 to 3 milliradians.
So you can go into the
Still
room,
need those blankets.
but you still got the air. So now they're testing if something that's already passed on can transmit it to them. Which I'm thinking it can, but... Yep.
Wow. Transmitted by air, as we thought. Could be a gas or some kind of a virus.
Take it, that's not going to help at all.
Whatever it is, it's larger than a virus.
Airborne transmission?
Yes.
Right, so they were letting through 2 microns, like teeny weeny size of it through.
Switch to manual, Ruth. The interior is too irregular to probe an automatic.
She's the sarcastic one in all of this. Ooh, I like the pattern. So yeah, any exposure to that room where they are, I'm assuming, could definitely harm them. He gets up, stabs him or something.
What's your name?
Jackson.
What?
Jackson. That is such a cool setup for this film with the tube and the outfits and that. With them on what looks like moving coat hanger racks. But
I assume it was inhaled. Not likely it's absorbed through the skin.
Fibrin. Urokinase. Localization of acute intravascular thrombosis. That's a big word. I'd have read it, but it's a big word. Magna something or other. Hello, monkey. Oh, I really love the use of multi-camera with this. Or 2 shots that make up a scene anyway.
The organism is inhaled. The clotting begins in the lungs and spreads outward.
I didn't think it possible. I didn't think the total volume of blood could solidify that fast.
The edge of that shadow.
Oh, yeah.
Me too.
It's an indentation.
Yes.
Go to 40.
But there's nothing there. There is.
Go to 60.
Does it weigh a lot? But it's so small. It's like a tiny pebble.
Maybe it's just a grain of sand.
It's a bit too much of a coincidence, though, isn't it? That is so cool.
What about the bits of green?
It's like a Cocoa Pop.
For God's sake.
Pistachio ice cream. There's no basis to assume it's anything yet.
Pistachio ice cream.
If this is really something new, some brand new form of life.
Oh, the pistachio thing they're talking about is the splodges that are there. It comes alive. Blah.
This left border over here, it's smooth.
Luminous paint.
If I keep watching it, I might think so.
Okay.
Jeremy.
Tell him.
You okay?
It's just my eyes again.
It's growing.
Looks alive.
I was gonna say, what is it on? Is it like a garment of clothing? How did they even see that? This is like what I was talking about with Fantastic Voyage. Minuscule. I wouldn't trust putting anything. Oh, they're putting it in a dish. Right, okay.
Good God.
The heck? Well, I was right earlier when I said it was growing.
Stupid machine, what makes this blood too acid?
Ask the patient.
He's not going to know, is he?
Bleeding in your stomach? You have an ulcer?
Damn, tootin'.
What do you do for it?
Aspirin and squeeze.
Squeeze? What's that?
Alcohol, maybe? Red Eye and Pink Lady. Sterno. Composed of ethanol and methanol. Is that maybe how he's survived so long?
He has a 2-year history of bleeding ulcers.
You seem delighted.
It may be the reason he survived. If only our young gourmet weren't so normal.
I like the wording, young gourmet. Oh my god. What the hell? Is that the guy that was flying over earlier?
They should have dropped the bomb. I just don't understand why the wildfire team hasn't beefed about the delay in 712. It's been almost 24 hours and not a word from them.
I don't think that Piedmont had anything to do with this crash, Manchek.
No, it's to do with the virus.
It was only over the WF area for 2 minutes at 23,000 feet. Pilot error.
No, he was fluffing his powder from his... It's something I've never seen before as well. It's original, the idea of the blood powderizing. At least that I've never seen.
Just a minute, Dr. Robertson. You're saying Stone's $90 million facility, which you recommended, was knocked out by a sliver of paper?
The trouble was purely mechanical, of the simplest kind. The sliver had peeled from the roll, wedged between the bell and striker, preventing the bell from ringing.
So that was what the issue was, the reason why they didn't get the call?
We know about Scoop now.
There's another one of those beautiful shots.
We've isolated the organism. It's in microchemistry.
Oh, I love this film. It's intriguing, mysterious, and fascinating. I've been so absorbed by the story. You gotta love a good outdoor setup for the army.
My air hose is coming apart like it's dissolving.
561.
Everything made of rubber is coming apart.
Why the rubber stuff as well?
Has wildfire been informed?
You mean the germ people?
Yeah.
He went out to them on the scrambler an hour ago.
Is it because it's growing? It's getting further and further out.
Except the black rock isn't rock at all. It's some kind of material similar to plastic.
No amino acids.
No proteins, no enzymes, no nucleic acid. No organism can maintain life without them.
You mean no Earth organism?
It's just a nil substance.
It doesn't come from here.
Without chemical reactions, there can't be life.
Yet it grows, reproduces.
The infection at Piedmont has been stopped by the bomb.
There's got to be something that the old man and the baby have in common.
5 minutes.
You told me before.
Yes, we wouldn't want you to get too far from the substation now.
Ominous. I know they're worried about his mental health, I think.
Keep a sharp eye open for pieces of rubber.
4:30 p.m. Every time I do a voiceover like that, it reminds me of, do you remember in Captain Scarlet? Who was the one that did the voiceover at the beginning? Was that Captain Blue? The Mysterons, sworn enemy of Earth.
The Mysterons, sworn enemies of Earth.
We just found this, General. It's a human bone.
There is no actual rubber on the Phantom F4, General. It's all a synthetic plastic compound called polycron.
Plastic.
It has some of the characteristics of a human skin. What's left of his oxygen mask? It's made of polycron. I'd say it was done by a chemical reaction of some sort. Or maybe a microorganism.
Meaning there was something in that plane that consumes plastic.
But is any of their equipment made up from that? Like, not the suits, but... Because they don't know this, do they? They don't know it's anything that comes into contact with a plastic-type substance. I've been working all day, since 4 a.m.
Will you be finished by the midnight conference?
Easy.
Good. You can give us the results then.
They've not eaten properly. Is it the red? Okay. Panic attack. She's not seeing anything. What's it doing?
Feeling better, aren't you, Mr. Jackson?
Maybe you'll tell us the baby's name now, Mr. Jackson.
Manuel Rios.
Tell us what happened, Mr. Jackson.
Folks at Piedmont with good Pete Arnold, who worked at the store. The only thing wrong with him before that night was sugar.
Did he take insulin?
A couple of times a day.
And the baby wouldn't have had sugar because of it's only on milk and that. But surely that guy there would have had sugar. What? Chocolate?
Dr. Levitt, you have a midnight conference. The signal has struck twice.
I heard. I've been busy.
What's wrong with the baby's blood?
Nothing.
So...
I'll have the answer when I know why a 69-year-old sterno drinker with an ulcer is like a normal 6-month-old baby.
Oh, it's a fascinating thing.
Before turning in, shouldn't we file for a code name?
Code for your organism will be Andromeda. Code will read out Andromeda Strain.
By Andromeda.
Andromeda's our
Stone?
They didn't drop the bomb.
It's an MCN transmission sent yesterday.
I wondered if they'd figure it out.
You didn't special alert an MCN message to us.
Haven't been any, sir.
Got one in my hand. Why the hell hasn't that bomb been dropped on Piedmont?
It was just postponed 48 hours.
By then, the disease could spread into a worldwide epidemic.
Yeah.
It's because of rash statements like that the president doesn't trust science.
Warn the president may already be too late. Any other information?
The pilot said that all the rubber on the plane was dissolving.
We'll be working around the clock.
So much for that 6 hours sleep. I bet they're not going to get that. 2:45 a.m. Are they going to take it in turns and do like a shift? What are they doing? Are they filing away?
That's the one. That's Silver one. Okay, Charlie, let's put it on the screen.
Wow, look at that. It's like a three-headed diamond. Like a ring.
Looks like a crystal.
Yeah.
Well, gentlemen, there's our answer.
To what?
How Andromeda functions without amino acids.
Crystalline structure.
Yes.
So is it like crystallizing the blood, or?
It's dividing.
There it is.
In a vacuum? Bombarded by electrons? It shouldn't even be alive.
What I wanted to tell you. The growth program shows Andromeda can live on anything. Only gas and light affected.
You didn't get any no-growth results on the cultures?
None.
Brilliant. So even if they blow it up, it will blow up. Yeah, so even if they blow it up, it could still grow.
Andromeda's perfect for existence in outer space. Consumes everything. Wastes nothing.
Good Lord. What?
Stone to Delta 5. Put me through to Robertson immediately.
What?
God, I hope we're not too late.
Tell me.
It functions like an atomic reactor.
Atomic blast could provide it with enough energy to grow into a gigantic super colony.
Oh, so the explosion would help it grow.
Gotta stop 712 from being carried out.
Now, wait a minute. We're not playing ping pong.
It grows when exposed to X-rays or any source of energy.
Go. Come on. It's like tiny alien spaceships.
With this new data, we can now get a computerized version of how Andromeda functions.
Could be mutation.
I think your computer's broken.
The computer's overloaded. Too much data coming in too fast.
Waited for wind and pop.
These are biological warfare maps.
Wildfire was built for germ warfare.
So it wasn't an alien thing. It was made by humans?
The purpose of Scoop was to find new biological weapons in outer space and then use wildfire to develop them. We did it to ourselves.
This sounds like another virus. Made by humans.
Try to get us a photo of the mutated form.
Just mutates into that room there. Uh-oh. From where? What? With who? Where? Is it in the room with the woman, like I said?
The seal has broken in autopsy.
Oh, in the autopsy room.
What's the matter?
Infection spread. Autopsy.
What's she doing? What's she... Oh, you with the lights. What is it?
Dr. Hall?
It's like she's an alien. What is it with the lights?
It's got the germ.
I don't know. Has she?
There's no danger. She isn't contagious.
I was going to say, she hasn't got the germ. I don't know what it is.
Come on, she can't hurt you.
Well, so she was Dr. Dutton?
No, it's epilepsy.
It's really weird. A minute ago with the red light, I was going to say, is it epilepsy? Because my mum had epilepsy and it was very similar. But the light didn't look like it was fast enough for it, so...
The red light flashing at 3 per second brought on a fit. Amazing he's still alive.
So what happened?
Try to stay calm.
He's in the room and it got contaminated?
What happened? The seal must have broken in there.
Hell of a way to run a hospital.
Hell of a way to run a hospital.
Yes. Dutton, I'm turning off the oxygen. Breathe fast and hard.
No, Jeremy, don't let him cut off my oxygen.
No.
The air in that room is loaded.
Air doesn't matter. Blood does. I need 30 seconds to run a growth program. It grows within a narrow range of pH. So breathe as fast as you can. Go into respiratory alkalosis. It's what happens to the baby when he cries too much or the old man on sterno. That cage, it's alive.
Yeah.
The rat's been exposed as long as I have.
Andromeda's mutated to a non-infectious form.
Great. I think.
Gaskets are decomposing.
Oh, shoot.
There are now 5 minutes to self-destruct.
Oh, great.
What about the central core?
The one time to not have one of the substations.
How do I get into the core?
Through that service port.
So he's going to break open that thing.
Cut it off! Cut the panel off!
Go, 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 go. Go, hurry up. Run. He didn't shut the door, though. That gas is going to go through.
You've lost some time, but you can still do it.
He knows he's been hit, right? Thank God it was around his wrist. Unless it hits the chain. Don't let that key get caught.
55 seconds to self-destruct. 40 seconds
It's there.
to self-destruct.
Just by her. There, yeah. This is just going to get there in time, isn't it? Like 10 seconds left.
There are now 20.
Turn it. Those seconds are passing very, very quickly.
9. Self-destruct has been cancelled.
Thank God. Just blow us up anyway.
8 seconds to spare. Hardly even exciting.
Going, still spreading.
Now off the coast, moving southwest across the Pacific.
Apparently Andromeda hasn't turned lethal again. At least there haven't been any reports of bizarre death. We're seeding the clouds above Andromeda with silver iodide. The raindrops will carry the organism into the ocean, and the alkaline reaction from seawater should kill it.
Just as acids are alkaline, the blood stopped it.
Makes sense. Okay. Well, sort of. But...
This cloud seeding business, Stone, you absolutely sure it worked?
All reports continue to indicate that the experiment was successful, Senator.
Then we can feel confident your so-called biological crisis is over.
We have the organism at Wildfire, and we continue to study it. There's no guarantee that another so-called biological crisis won't occur again.
What do we do about that?
What do we do about that? Oh, I love this. Nice. Brilliant. That was a great way to end that. Absolutely amazing. I loved that so much. Sorry I didn't talk throughout quite a bit of it. I felt so engrossed in the film There wasn't really, I didn't have anything to kind of input because it was so technical. I was just taken in and just enthralled by all the little gadgety things they had and the effects that were, like the overlays on the screens and stuff like that. I'm hoping you enjoyed my reaction to it. Am I right in thinking that virus was made by them? Which is, I think, the reason why at the end he said we need to make sure that this doesn't happen again, or something similar to that, because he knew that the virus was made by these people. Brilliant suggestion at the end with the clouds. Some of the cinematography was absolutely phenomenal. Just the shot setups and the twin focusing. I know there is a name to that, and I'm sorry that I don't know the name to it, but I love that effect. I saw it it wasn't the first time, but it was the first time that I really noticed it, and I saw it for my first time during an episode, weirdly, of Sherlock, the more modern Sherlock, the BBC series. And I was watching it and going, I love how they did that, and I hadn't really spotted it properly. I think I'd seen it once or twice, but I hadn't really picked up on it. Thank you so much for recommending that film to me. It was kind of the film that I remember being on like a Sunday morning when I was around my granddad's, and it just was something that you could just get your teeth into. You're sitting there eating a sandwich and having a cup of tea, that kind of thing, and I'd sit there and I'd watch these old science fiction type films with my granddad and my dad. I did think there was going to be a point in the film where you would have the Andromeda Strain eating through some form of rubberized plastic that they had in the laboratory itself, but there wasn't. Obviously there was that bit where it degraded something and it escaped. I love all of your recommendations, and out of every single recommendation, I don't think there is a film in there that I have seen, and I call myself a film lover, and I haven't seen a single one of them, this one being one of them, from 1971, the Andromeda Strain. Let's get into some trivia. So Michael Crichton, is it Crichton? Crichton was invited to take a tour of Universal Studios during the production of this film. His guide was none other than Steven Spielberg himself. Amazing. Steven Spielberg then went on to adapt Crichton's most successful novel, Jurassic Park. Yes, someone actually mentioned that in one of the comments. Was it this film that you said was the other one that he'd adapted, or was there another one as well as this one? Apparently special effects to create the germ from space cost $250,000. What, to create the little crystallized thing? No. What was that, like a little crystally light thing that you then... It was just an effect. How did that cost $250,000? Patient Jackson states that he drinks Squeeze, otherwise known as Sterno or canned heat, a gelled fuel made of ethanol and methanol that is sold in short wide cans with resealable lids. When lit, it produces a low, even flame and is produced primarily for heating food, as in chafing dishes or chafing dishes. Although poisonous to drink, it became popular during Prohibition, particularly in homeless camps. So it is a real drink. Didn't know that. I genuinely thought it was like a made-up thing for the film. It doesn't sound like something that is drinkable. It's a gelled fuel made of ethanol and methanol. Can humans drink that? The product would be placed in cheesecloth or a sock. I've heard of the cheesecloth thing. And squeezed to produce the liquid alcohol. Yeah, I've heard of that from way back in some of the older films. Oh, and then the nickname Squeeze is taken from the squeezing process. Ha! Effects footage. This is amazing, considering what I said earlier. Effects footage and props from this film were reused in a number of episodes of Universal Pictures TV series for more than a decade after its release, including The $6 Million Man. And I don't know if I said it in my head or out loud, but I said, I remember thinking one of the guys in there kind of reminded me a little bit of The $6 Million Man. That show was made in 1974. Then it was also featured, the effects and props were also featured in The Bionic Woman and Knight Rider from 1982. And it was Knight Rider that I mentioned near the end that I said I think it was some of the music or the sound effects right at the end reminded me of Knight Rider, and Airwolf as well. Some of the effects footage and props was used in Airwolf. This movie was made before the era of CGI, forcing the filmmakers to rely totally on practical effects. I don't know if it specifically was forcing them to rely on it, because that was the only form of effect there was, so they weren't forced to do it. That was just the way they made films back then. For example, the rotating holographic display of the facility layout, yes, the thing I loved that was on the TV screens, the massive TV screens, they were huge, they were, was created using a projector and a simple piece of cardboard that was raised as each level was added. That is cool. Would never have thought that. The Wildfire Scientific Lab sets cost more than $300,000 to build and were described at the time as one of the most elaborately detailed interiors ever built. I feel like those sets were then reused for Star Trek and, you know, shows similar to that, because those curved hallways you see in everything. Star Wars as well. I've not seen, this is one thing, and you guys are going to kill me if you are huge film fans, like I say that I am a massive film fan. I have not seen any of the Star Wars films. I remember being at a birthday party when I was younger and there being a Star Wars film on the TV that was there. Due to doing this channel and, you know, loving film as much as I do, I really do want to at least watch them once and just see what all of the hype around the Star Wars universe is, because I know there's so many shows and so many films for it. All I want to watch is at least the first set of films, you know, whether it be is there like an original trilogy and then prequels or something, and yeah, possibly the originals. When I do get around to watching them at some point, I am going to start from the very first one and I'm going to do it in release order. But I don't think I'm going to watch the TV shows. The only one that I'm kind of interested in watching is The Mandalorian, because of the way they film it. You know, with that, is it like a 360 screen that makes it look like they're physically in another location, but they're not, they're just doing it in front of a screen, and it doesn't look like it because I've seen the footage and it looks incredible. I can't remember what the screen system is called, but it looks amazing, and it would be interesting to watch it from a filmmaker's perspective and how they've done it. Apparently the central core set required the digging of a 70-foot deep by 40-foot wide hole in a soundstage. Is that the set when he's going up? The one I said looks like the iRobot set, where he's going up the ladder. The computer error 601 occurs because of a system overload while trying to simulate Andromeda's growth and mutation. The error number is a reference to the computer overload error of 1202, which is the exact double, which occurred on the LEM during the first lunar descent. I didn't know that's the reason why they did the 601. That is pretty cool though. There are so many bits of trivia and so many facts on here. This page on their IMDb goes on forever, and I know this isn't the be all and end all of the trivia things, and I know it's not entirely 100% accurate, because there are things on here which I've seen before with other films and I've thought, is that true? And I've looked it up and people have said that isn't actually true. Some of these may not be true, the ones I've read out, and some of the other ones may not be true that are on here. Go and check it out for yourself. I've just literally typed in the Andromeda Strain on IMDb, and that's kind of what I'm reading from, just to get these little tidbits of information. See, the reason I say some of these facts may not be completely correct is because this fact now contradicts the one we saw earlier, or at least it seems like it contradicts the one about the error code, because this one says in the film the computer code 601 indicates a crash due to an overload of data. In the real world, this code number indicates a variety of failures. With Windows computers, 601 indicates the failure of the internal CMOS battery, the battery that maintains the clock and other basic functions. In the computers of some automobiles, it indicates corrupted flash memory. In remote accessed VPNs, computer systems, 601 means that a connection cannot be established. Okay, so I said about the actors not specifically knowing, I just assumed I didn't know who they were because they didn't look familiar, but 4 of the actors would later then go on to appear in the hit TV series Little House on the Prairie, and I remember seeing a few episodes of that for way back when I was younger, with my mum, I think it was. But yeah, Arthur Hill would guest star as Langsford Ingalls, Charles Ingalls' father. James Olsen would guest star as a charismatic faith healer. Raymond Beery, which is Major Manchek, would appear in the premiere episode as a ruthless local businessman, and Richard Bull, who had a smaller role as Air Force Major, would take on the regular role of Nels Olsen, the owner of the Mercantile, and would appear in the show for its entire 9-year run. Amazing. Didn't know that. The funny thing is that James Olsen doesn't play Olsen, whereas Richard Bull plays Nels Olsen. So, different spelling of Olsen. It's Olson for James and Olsen for Nels, but still. Oh, I have to include this one. How could I not? Apparently, there is a cameo by Michael Crichton himself, the bearded surgeon, during the scene where Dr. Hall is told to break scrub because he has to report to the wildfire research facility. He is the bearded surgeon. I assume that's why they've named it Bearded Surgeon. Yeah, obviously I don't know what Michael Crichton looks like, so apologies. I didn't notice that, but absolutely amazing. Well guys, that has been my watch for the Andromeda Strain. Thank you, like a billion times over, thank you for recommending this film. Please recommend me other films similar to it. You've already recommended me like a million films that are, by the sounds of it, kind of similar in this sort of science fiction genre. And I feel like science fiction in general, and things of this kind of era, like the 60s, 70s, all the older films, because I love anything from, well, anything. I love literally all of the older stuff, as well as the newer stuff as well, because we are going to be looking at newer stuff as well. But I feel like a lot of the older stuff is going to be a big focus for us. But yes, I will be watching some more Christmas films, and we will be diving into 2001: A Space Odyssey. Haven't seen it yet, and it is a film that I have been wanting to see for years. One of the other directors as well that I haven't seen literally half of his collection of films of is Wes Anderson. I'm a huge fan of his, like the cinematography of that. I'm a huge cinematography fan, as you can tell. I love everything about it, hence why one of my favourite films for cinematography is Blade Runner 2049, another one being Interstellar. I could name so many, but that is another video entirely. If you would like a video where I talk about this kind of thing, I've kind of said I might do that at some point in the future, but if you would like it, let me know, and I will be sure to try and get one out at some point. Whether it's soon, I don't know, but it will be at some point. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget you can watch the full reaction to this on my Patreon, which is Movies with Marty. You can check out my Letterboxd account for all the films I have and haven't seen, and your requests list as well, because I've decided to put it on there so that if I'm away, then I can check it. But other than that, if you like this video, then please feel free to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this and for like a gazillion others. And like the video if you did like the video. Yeah, take care guys, and I'll see you next time. Have an amazing day no matter what you're doing, and just don't forget to smile. I know you won't forget, but yeah, have an amazing time. Take care, stay safe, and I'll see you next time, or kind of. Yeah, bye bye.